There is one trophy and one city at stake at historic Pauley Pavilion. USC and UCLA, here we go. Kiki Rice for UCLA. And this Bruins team, just one loss all year. They have been dominant all season long into the post. Here is Betts turning and firing. She misses. She gets a second chance. Dugalich rattled it out.
But rebounding is a huge factor. It's such a big strength of UCLA. So those second chance opportunities is something that USC needs to be very mindful of.
Oh, boy. JuJu Watkins has the first bucket.
And a three-point shot. We know what she did in that first quarter at USC and how she lit things up from the three-point line. A major factor in how they got their start.
38 points. The 8 blocks might have been the story of the year in college basketball. Her defense was outstanding. And here is deep position for Betts. She gives it up. Refeed very quickly. She got deeper and missed.
And that's tough defense by Marshall. You said it, though. That's going to be a key for Betts, how deep she can seal.
Kiki Iriafen. Second chance for her. That jumper is good for Rhea Marshall. Tight defense by Iriafen, who has just been fantastic this year. Dugalich is pinned, and it's a turnover.
Possessions for UCLA on the offensive end have been disjointed.
USC has 10 wins by 30-plus this year. Here is Watkins. Top pull-up. Oh, this could be one of those nights for JuJu Watkins again.
She had a signature night at USC, 25 points in the first half, which included 6 threes, and she's cooking already.
Dugalich, that rattled out. Betts had it pried away by Talia von Oelhoffen.
Sometimes shots just don't fall, but it's about staying composed, and they're a veteran group that should be able to do that here at home.
They're shooting nearly 50% for the year as a team, 48.5%. Von Oelhoffen starts her move. She'll kick it out. Another jumper for Marshall. This one won't fall. Iriafen's got the rebound. Got it back, and there's 2 down low. Rhea Marshall.
You look at how USC plays. So much of what they want to do is get it in transition. That early type of offense, that comes from getting stops and getting rebounds, which they have done.
That 2 goes for Barker. The first points for UCLA. She missed the last game, but had 10 big points in the first meeting.
And Barker's going to be important. You mentioned it in going through the lineup. So we know the star power on the floor, but it is the complementary players. There's a reason these are the number 2 and number 4 teams in the country.
JuJu got caught midair, got the kick out, and then picks up 3 and a foul from the wing. Von Oelhoffen drops it in. She came in 0 for her last 5, and Talia von Oelhoffen, whose dad, Timo, was an NFL player for a decade.
USC will toss multiple looks at Betts, multiple players. They'll show doubles. They'll do a lot of different things to try and make it tough for her on her catches. And you can see a Kunwafo doing on this possession.
Rice. Oh, wow. Smooth.
And for Kiki Rice, seeing it go through for UCLA, like I said, they're a composed team.
JuJu, a soft roll. She's got 2 more, nearly half the points. Big 3 for the Bruins is good for Gardner. She was awesome against Arkansas in November. She hit 7 of them, and that would be a game changer for the Bruins. Heckle missed the turnaround.
She's key. Gardner shooting 38% from 3.
Type of 3 could affect how much post presence UCLA has later in the game. Watkins with Gardner now. Barker is sizing up Iriafen, trying to tunnel through. Great defense. Oh, she scored anyway, and a foul.
Came off the bench, and she just gave a solid 18 minutes. 10 points, 5 rebounds. She had a block, but she had a level of confidence to her. And new to this rivalry, new to what this means. The teammates, other players on the floor of USC do to still try and operate and run an offense, even if Watkins isn't quite as involved.
She wants it here. She's got it. Catch and shoot, and it's a bullseye. Basically every spot has been her spot so far tonight. Double figures already. Arnisalo, deep post presence. Betts.
That's it. And that's key for Betts. If she can get that deep of a seal and that deep of a position, doing her work before the catch, it is nearly impossible to stop.
JuJu got it again. The visceral reaction by Corey Close on the sidelines.
Of airspace to get off a shot, and when she is hitting, she is hitting. And a player like her, again, easier said than done, UCLA is trying to do, it's before the catch.
Downstairs, Barker reaching in, trying to affect Watkins. She gave it up. Avery Howell missed it. Rebound for Barker. And we get a foul against USC. That's number 5 already in the quarter. Barker missed it. Close mentioned that they had a conversation last night to see that level of camaraderie, and then they go battle for a title. Kennedy Smith on the duck in, missed it. Betts over the top, had her arm chopped, and she will go to the free throw line.
Can showcase their skills in ways, and you see it, you feel it in this arena, you feel the energy. Talking about the Cheryl Millers that are sitting here, Ann Myers-Drysdale, who's in the building, Tina Thompson, Lisa Leslie, all of those. There's a reason why all of us are sitting here so enthused about what's happening here on the floor.
This really is the toughest ticket in town as Watkins misses short. Rebound, Arnisalo. In ahead for Rice, punched away by Watkins. Von Oelhoffen threads it through somehow. Oh my goodness gracious, what a pass to Heckel.
Filthy, because Heckel's got the speed, and everyone on that break thought that Von Oelhoffen was going to JuJu Watkins.
I mean, that was a James Daniels like
tossing a teammate open, because he does plenty of that.
I think
he was at the he's here often.
He is. He and Sudeikis, I feel like, have season tickets to both sides of town. Jaden Daniels, I think, is number 1 most excited about that pass. They showed the double. There it is. Watkins has to hook a pass out of it, and still 12 to shoot for Von Oelhoffen. On the drive, a long step. She missed it short. Rebound, UCLA. Rice tiptoeing the sideline. Kiki Rice full of energy. To the lead. Knocks it down.
It's a little hot in here, Jay.
It's getting louder somehow. Watkins met by Barker. She'll back off now. Rice has her. Watkins, here comes Barker. Watkins gave it up. Rhea Marshall. UCLA creates a shot clock violation.
Which is what they're looking for.
That's what they're trying to do. Barker the catch. She's got a good look. Allison, I mean, it's exactly as they kind of drew it up and shoot around. You're going to have to take a punch at some point today, and they did right out of the gate, and UCLA has seen that work really pay off. Kennedy Smith back in with 2 fouls defending Rice. Got to be careful. Rice got into a thicket of defensive players. She gave it up. Hawkins, too short. Rebound, out of bounds to USC.
But the mental part of it is huge. That's why you give these players so much credit for the understanding of that and how to best use that and channel that to their advantage.
See what USC does without JuJu Watkins, and the answer is a 3 from Kennedy Smith.
Look, they're confident. They have got a feel about them, a moxie about them, and how they play, how they've shown up, and it matters.
Smith in the passing lane, picks it off. Iriafen filling the lane for 2, and it's a 5-0 run out of the gate in the second quarter with Watkins on the bench.
Defense to offense, 8 points off turnovers now for USC.
Rice, step back. Tough shot. Watkins on the gas pedal. Look out. She'll go to the free throw line.
It's her ability to score at all 3 levels and know how to get to spots without getting sped up in the reads of the defense. And I think that's, in some ways, the biggest growth from her freshman year to her sophomore. I think sometimes that may have contributed to the little bit of a down stretch or uncharacteristic stretch we saw from her. USC is getting on the offensive side.
Betts is deep here against Akunwafo. She gave it up. There's a refeed of the post again. Akunwafo, hello, Clarice.
And you see that up against Lauren Betts. Normally can have her way, but what they want her to do is put it on the floor.
That's a nice out-of-bounds play. JuJu twice thought about a shot. Instead, gave it up for Smith, who misses. The Hawkheads Hake's legacy continues at UCLA. Here is Betts against Akunwafo. Oh, a little step through. There's Hakez again.
But they've got so many great slashers that can cut off the ball.
Hakez, who grew up wanting to play for UCLA, couldn't have even imagined a game like this, right? For a title on the line in this city, and that is somehow going to go down for Kennedy Smith. What in the world? All we were missing was the trapeze. This game has been wild. The atmosphere has been absolutely volatile in the best way. Betts is deep, knocked away by Akunwafo. She is staunch down there. What big minutes she's played in this series. A screen from Akunwafo. Von Oelhoffen knocks it down. That was 94 feet. London Jones, who hasn't taken a shot from three yet. She lost it on the way through and picked up by Hakez. Betts, didn't take the shot. Snapped it wide to the corner instead. A miss for Jones. Betts clears the rebound and a reset for UCLA. Surprising, Lauren Betts didn't take that shot.
I think she saw JuJu Watkins coming over, and Watkins had a couple blocks on her in this last meeting.
Betts is deep again. She scores.
And that's exactly what UCLA needs.
Watkins pulling. Oh, that's rugged.
Again, though, she's going to her right. She's working in single coverage, and that's where it's the next play mentality. And whether she was or wasn't, but Kiki guys potentially still thinking about that last possession, and JuJu got exactly where she wanted to on the floor.
Rice did that time. Rebound, Von Oelhoffen. She had that pass sized up the whole way and nailed it to Kennedy Smith.
Weak side players filling the lanes.
Up from Watkins on Betts, and we get a whistle. She's shaking her head right now, but this is exactly what Allison reported on, right? What is your next step in that? Do you carry that frustration to the next possession, or don't you? Watkins roaming, drops it off Marshall. Extra pass, got two down low for Akunwafo.
That interior passing is special. The chemistry that we've seen grow from USC this season, those are the type of things that have changed.
That was surgery right there. Barker on the drive. Reverse no. Rebound Betts. Lost it on the way through. Was not on the end line. Knocked around. Taken back by Barker for UCLA. And what do we have? A foul.
It's different in what the Trojans are able to do because of their reads on the off-ball defenders. Try not to read lips.
JuJu Watkins on the kick. Got it to the corner. That shot no good. Offensive rebound. Akunwafo, and she whistled it into the backcourt.
So much of what they do is dominance on the defensive side.
Oh, another slip from Hakez. She has been awesome. Watkins. No. Rebound Akunwafo had it knocked away. It's on the end line or thereabouts. She picked it up off an ankle. Lost it on the way up with the ball, and it's taken by UCLA. Barker. They double the post again and rip it free. Watkins probing. Now starts her move. And scores! That is absolutely lethal from JuJu Watkins, who wants this to be her city.
Already 19 points. And she's been doing it from everywhere, Jay. And she's also been really fluid in her reads. So she's looking to facilitate. She's made some really nice passes. But so much of it has been, she's getting to her right side. And that's what UCLA is going to stop.
That's a foul.
Those differences. But you mentioned the points off turnovers, shots. They don't necessarily always shoot the highest of efficiency.
Tugalich, good defense, screen from Akunwafo. Blocked away by Gardner.
Size advantage of the Bruins needs to come into play, especially when it comes to some of the perimeter players trying to get in.
JuJu on an island, 5 to shoot. She pulls and got it. Some nights, 12 in Cardinal is unstoppable. Turnover, Bruins. She decided to stay home to play college ball to help improve a program that felt something like a sleeping giant to her. 5. She tries to hook a pass. Howell couldn't come up with it. Arnisalo up ahead. That 3 won't go for Watkins.
This battle for Los Angeles, battle for the Big Ten title, and also just to showcase who she is as a player, and she's doing just that through this first half.
And her team has done it early in both quarters so far. USC opened the first quarter 13-2. The second quarter 17-6. UCLA just cannot afford that here in the third quarter. Although USC has had substantial foul trouble. Iriafen with 3 fouls back on the floor gets 2 to open the third.
So she played less than 8 minutes. And think about the fact that USC was still able to maintain that type of lead. Now they go to her quick and early. We'll see how that dynamic may shift.
Just tremendous staggered substitutions from Lindsey Gottlieb to keep everybody available for this second half. That 3 is big for Dugalich.
And we're talking a lot about stopping JuJu Watkins, what USC has done offensively. For UCLA, one is it's making shots, not just three-point looks, which they have not done, but hitting some layups, which they have put themselves in good positions that they've just not seen fall.
Iriafen has been cooling her jets, and now they're ready to go.
Just not identifying players and having some breakdowns.
London Jones sticks a jumper from the corner.
UCLA has got to come out with a little bit of confidence and swag. And this is a USC team that is filled with a lot of gritty players, and you need to see that in the same manner.
There's one of them, Von Oelhoffen for 2. USC back-to-back years with 23-plus wins for the first time since those 2 titles in the 80s when they were the toast of the town. That's an absolute bone crusher. Watkins probing, kept it on a string somehow, denied the lane, tries to go up and has it taken away. Good defense from Betts. Dugalich, and it's a tangle down low and a foul called against Rhea Marshall.
What UCLA can do.
Another baseline inbound.
Very good pressuring USC defense, shooting the gaps, getting in passing lanes, type of off-ball activity. All of those things need to be at a higher level, and I think that's where there's been a little bit of drop-off there in the first half, and they got to get back up to that, because that's where they get openings, especially when you're not getting the ball to Betts in the same frequency that you do in many occasions.
Yeah, she only had 4 points in that first half.
And it's about touches.
Watkins down low. Iriafen is met and fouled.
Got players that are able to come in like, Rhea Marshall, all of those things across the board with Watkins and with Smith. They've got size and length, and that's why they are so disruptive defensively.
That's why they are projected to be a 1 seed. So is UCLA. Winner gets the Big Ten title. If you're just joining us, Kiki Rice blitzes to the rim, 2 and a foul.
Kiki Rice is a player. She's so good on the defensive end and how she's able to navigate offensively through ball screen.
Chance of defense going up.
A lot of soccer players that play basketball are excellent defensively too. You know how to move your feet.
Watkins calling for it. She's got it. The double shown. We'll see if it comes. She'll duck around the Akunwafo screen. It's a long 2, and it's good.
That's a tough shot by Watkins. UCLA continues to go under screens, but what they did want to do is have her go left, and she did it and still knocks it down.
Rice, rugged, fouled. 2 free throws for Kiki Rice.
If Rice can start to open some things up, then hopefully that could potentially move the defense around enough that you can once again get Betts more involved.
Kiki Rice has just created the 4th foul on Talia and Howell in the backcourt.
To see from the Bruins, and I think they're starting to show that. But this is going to be a pivotal couple minutes here as they close out the third quarter.
Rainbow, no dice. Rebound Hawkins. Rice, sharp cut down the lane, and she is fouled.
The balance here for UCLA. They're not shooting the 3 at the same volume or efficiency. Turnovers because of some of the offensive rebounding, but where UCLA has found extra opportunities has been at the free throw line.
Where Kiki Rice has not missed It's a 7-point game, down to 4 minutes here in the third. Iriafen down the lane, travel.
Similarly, we're going back to that last meeting, and much because it was just 2 weeks ago, but this is where UCLA made a bit of a run, and they cut into things, and they made it a tight game down the stretch till those final few minutes of the fourth.
And USC went away late in the game at Galen Center. Watkins wrestles it through. Betts is very deep and scores for two. It's a 5-point game.
Exactly what Allison was talking about, Lindsey Gottlieb saying during the timeout.
JuJu trying to be the fixer. She misses. Watkins saw her in the rear view. Gardner out of the double team. Does regather. This was a 16-point lead early in the third. Rice on the refeed from Betts. And a foul against USC once again.
Out, but does it take you down just a notch where you're being a little bit more tentative in what you're doing, whether it's defensively, if it changes the composition of some of those movements that you're making and how you're trying to play, you got to see and watch how that may factor in.
Missed by Rice. She's fleeced on the way up. We will have a tie-up. It'll stay with UCLA. Now a scrum in the corner. Rugby was on directly before this game, and it spilled over to Pauley. That is going to make both Millers thrilled. How about that? Reggie and Cheryl Miller, two greats for these two programs. Betts in the high post. She wants it back. She won't take the shot. Rice has been the navigator. A dance step from Rice into a step back three. Rebound Trojans. They dodged one there.
Building was ready to explode if that went through. You talk about how teams have started quarters, but how things finish here in the third is going to be just as impactful.
The chanting air ball, which is officially poking the bear for JuJu Watkins. Samuels, what a tough drive. Zugalich on Iriafen. Wraparound pass, nobody home. Gardner the turnover. Watkins at the gas pedal. She nearly traveled. Iriafen. Oh, my.
Forcing a miss. You've got to come up with those rebounds if you're UCLA.
It's about to become a full-screen graphic of foul trouble.
Part of it is they give you 5 for a reason. This is, in some ways, less about the foul-out nature, more about how much does it ultimately alter how you play and that type of pressure and toughness that you're playing with because you're concerned for it.
Watkins steps to a double and met by Parker. She smoked it.
I'm still impressed with her ability to be able to manipulate through two defenders.
That's not exactly the Trojan slogan that the Bear has the sign for. It's a variation. Samuels has done a very nice job on Rice. Iriafen steps in front. Kiki Iriafen, 7 points in the third quarter. Another step through. JuJu Watkins. Here's Gardner through Watkins, who's been very important in this comeback. And we get a whistle on the drive and a turnover, UCLA.
They haven't had good rhythm, good flow. And I think a big part of that has been what the Trojans have been doing to them. But we just haven't seen the consistency of them getting the quality of looks that they're used to.
Iriafen taking matters into her own hands after not playing much in the first half with foul trouble. Rice picks up the dribble. Gardner's got to shoot. She didn't know it, and USC has taken UCLA.
It's getting the ball to the places of the floor you want to, and doing so with forcefulness, and they just have not. It has been USC that's imposed their will for most of this game.
And they've created 5 turnovers from Lauren Betts so far tonight with 10 minutes to go. Big Ten title hanging in the balance. Samuels tees it up and missed it right. Rebound for Rice.
And there's plenty of time left in this game, but you got to see a little bit more sharpness.
Like that.
Like that. Those are the, whether it's the balance and spread on the floor, whether it's the entry passes, the screening, deep seals, work done before a catch. That's what the Bruins do, and that's what they need to get back to.
Rhea Marshall has hit a couple of those tonight for USC. Rice trying to bruise down the back door. Samuels has played great defensive minutes. That shot won't fall. It's a rebound for Marshall again. Samuels, the track star in high school. I mean, you talk about 12 minutes a game, not a whole lot of runs. 6 minutes last time out. She's been huge. Iriafen bulldozing through, no whistle, and she's got two.
Just in general, how they've been coming together and playing. Their chemistry has built night by night.
Rice sinks two. USC has played tonight like they felt like when they walked in the building they were going to win the game. It's on the floor. Samuels rescues it. Watkins to Howell in the corner. Catch and shoot. Her first make. She has been so important from three for this team. That's too much. Rebound Iriafen, who has played like herself and then some in the second half. Out again. Oh, man. Avery Howell, sharpshooter to the Stars, has 6 in a row.
Transition defense for UCLA has not been there, and just understanding where to pick up players early, and they've gotten the looks they've wanted.
Betts trying to clear and road grade, and she gets fouled. Betts got the first. Think about UCLA's season, a 23-game win streak. 22 straight double-figure wins at one point. They have one loss all year. They could have a second, and they'd both be against the same team that happens to inhabit the same city. 10-second call, turnover.
This end of the floor where they've started it at.
Rice did not get the bounce, and Iriafen snares the rebound and goes streaking down the floor. She wants to do this herself. Iriafen possessed. Got it! That is unreal belief. Jones, good. But a sport that deserves it in so many ways.
Yeah, and you said this too, just remembering Lisa Leslie and all the rest. And that's what it's all about, building on that foundation. And you see where the game is. It is fun to continue to watch and see what that means and what that means for all of the aspiring to be.
And there are plenty of them here.
We get set to start to head into the postseason. You think about not only conference and league tournaments, but NCAA tournaments. So I know that USC has had a good grasp on this one and how they've handled UCLA and sweeping also the season series, but you better not be counting out the Bruins in any capacity if you're a fan, because there's a long season to go and a lot of resiliency and response for all of these teams that have the fun of March ahead.
Big Ten tournament, NCAA tournament. There are a couple of opportunities for this thing to not be the end of the line for this series. And the answer is question mark. Free throw good for Watkins. That's on the interior, gets 2 more.
In Los Angeles, you owe me nothing. This was extraordinary and everything you could ask for. If you're a fan of the Bruins, obviously you wish the outcome was different, but everything about this game and this environment was all you could hope for and more.
JuJu Watkins says, mine, thank you. She's got time for a high five on the way down.
I was so backside after Cheryl wound up on that one.
She is so serious and so stoic, and then one footfall outside the boundary of the court, and suddenly it's pure joy.
The USC Trojans, and also sometimes their matchups matter. Differences in game plans and how teams come at you, and teams just have another's number. And we've seen that thus far in a very small sample size here in these 2 games this season.
Look no further than Ryan Day and his last 365 days.
Experienced, composed team, and so there's the other aspect of it, of what they're going to be accustomed to doing and preparing and approaching the postseason.
Credit to Lindsey Gottlieb as well for an unbelievable job of substituting through foul trouble tonight. Jones on the drive. She's got 2. USC never trailed tonight, on the way to staking claim to Los Angeles and the Big Ten. The Trojans, 80-67.